part of the IELTS examination. It's actually okay, so aside the listening, I think is the easiest. Okay. Aside the listening is the easiest. And so it's very easy to score a band 8 or a band 8.5 or even a 9 in the IELTS reading. It's very easy to score a band 9, okay, as compared to the writing and the speaking. Well, you can also score a band 9 in the speaking or the writing, but then it's much easier to score a band 9 in the reading if you just stick to some certain principles that you're supposed to apply. Okay. And the IELTS reading comprises of 3 passages. It's just like a comprehension, okay? I'm sure we all did comprehension in JHS and even SHS, English SHS. And it's more like you've been given some essays and you're supposed to answer questions based on the essay you've been given, okay? So you are given 3 passages. And the passages might contain pictures, they might contain graphics, they might contain diagrams. And then you are supposed to answer questions based on what you've been given, okay? And you have to understand that the passages are normally of different length, normally ranging from like 500 to 1,000 words. So you can have a passage with 500 words, you can have a passage with 1,000 words, you can have a passage with 800 words. And we have to understand that the difficulty level increases from one passage to the other. So you don't expect passage 2 to be easier than passage 1. So passage 2 will definitely be difficult than passage 1. And passage 3 might be difficult than more difficult than passage 2. So it's advisable to spend less time on, let's say, passage 1. Then at least you have a little more time for passage 2 and then passage 3. And the questions are supposed to be answered within 60 minutes. Okay, so you are given 60 minutes to answer questions on passage 1, on passage 2, and then passage 3. And one thing I would want us to know is that we are not marked down for getting a question. So it's advisable to answer every question. Even if you're not sure of the question, just try to answer it. For it might be right. That might be the right answer for that question. So it's advisable to answer every question because you're not going to be deducted. The marks are not going to be deducted from your total score if you get a question wrong. Okay. So yes, as I said, 3 passages with different length ranging from 500 to 1,000. You have 60 minutes to answer those questions on these 3 passages. And then often the text and passages become more difficult as you move from passage 1 to passage 3. Okay. So moving on. I hope you can see my screen. I mean, you can see the presentation.
Hey, no, I can't see your screen.
You can't see the presentation.
No, there's nothing here.
Ingrid, can you please see the screen? Hello, Ingrid, can you see my screen? Okay, let me just represent. Please, can you see the screen?
I can see, but it's not stable. It just comes and goes.
Probably a network problem. But can you see it now?
No. Like it comes and goes. I'm seeing introduction, then it's like it's blinking.
So you can't see. So you can see just introduction. You can't see the other item.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
It just like it comes and goes like flash. It's like there's some connectivity issue.
Mm. So I think maybe you should try maybe your network. I don't know if you can try sorting that out. But Ingrid, can you see it? I don't think Ingrid is with us. Okay. Hey, Mr. James, try rejoining, okay? So try joining again. Let me admit you to the group again.
No,
You can't see my screen too, Ingrid. Please, can you see now?
this is white.
As well. There's nothing there.
It's just white.
It's just white.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me work on that. Please, can you see the screen now? I mean, can you see the presentation?
No, actually.
Oh,
But you talk our phone.
okay. I'll just send it to. Let me just send the PPT to the group so that you can follow with that.
Okay, please.
All right. I'm just send this PPT. Just give me a minute, okay? So I sort this out. Okay, you. Okay, so I'll post it very soon. So let's just continue. Okay. Yes. So as I was saying, you have 3 passages. You have 60 minutes to answer questions on them. And then the difficulty level increases as you move from one passage to the other. Okay. And then as I said, it's advisable to answer questions on every question, because you are not marked down, or marks are not deducted from your total score if you get a question wrong. Okay. Yes. So for the IELTS reading, okay, you are marked based on band scores. Okay. So then you realize that there's something known as a band 9 or a band 8, a band 7.5, a band 6.5. Okay. And you get that the band score is directly related to the number of questions you get right. Okay. So for instance, if you get 40 questions right, if you get everything right, you probably get a band 9. If you get 39 questions right, you probably get a band 8.5 or a band 9, depending on whether you are doing a general IELTS general test, or you're doing an IELTS academic test. I'm sure most of us will opt for the academic. Okay. And then probably if you get a 38, a 37, you get a band 8. If you get 30, 36, 35, you get a band 7.5. Okay. So then your band score decreases as you get more questions wrong. So we just have to take our time and then answer the questions very well, because we are all hoping to get a band 9. Okay. Yes. And for the IELTS reading, as I said, it's more like you've been given a comprehension and essay and are supposed to answer questions on them. But the problem with the IELTS reading is that you're not given questions, you're not given the same question type throughout the exam. You realize that we've been having multiple choice questions. We've been answering questions on, let's say, probably an essay or a comprehension with a multiple choice question type, where you have, let's say, Kofi is a boy, A, true, B, false, C, not given, D, da da da. Rather I choose A, B, or something. But then for the IELTS reading, you have different question type. You might have a multiple choice question type. You might have a true, false, not given question type. You might have a matching heading question type. You might have a matching sentence and then question type. You might have a sentence completion question type. So then we just have to do that. We have to do the question type we are answering and the principle we apply in answering that particular question. Okay. as I said, so for the IELTS reading, we have about 11 question type. Okay, and then each question type have a way that they're supposed to be approached. You don't approach a true false not given question type the way you approach a matching heading question type. So then we ought to know the different question types. And then I don't know why can't see the PPT.
So,
Yeah, hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. James. Hello, Mr. James.
can you tell me? Hello.
Yeah, Mr. James.
Please, can you send me the PPT?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to do that, so please hold on later.
Let's check my good car. Auntie. Afia.
Hello. I tried joining with my phone and I can see the presentation. I think MTN is mafia you. Mm. So can you see it now?
Yes.
You can.
Oh no! I can't see it. I can't see it. It comes and goes. You. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to find a way to set it. Okay, so just give me a minute. Let me just sort that out. Let me sort that out. Yeah, after this, we'll just have a short class so that we can
Hey, hello, are you speaking? Because I can't hear you.
I'm trying to send you the presentation since you can't see it. Because hello. Hello.
Hello, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
please.
hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So okay, I'll send the presentation later, okay, but then let's just try to
Yeah, you just let's go.
just follow without the
I'll-
presentation. Okay. But he had everything I said previously before we had this whole wahala, this whole problem about the IELTS test and then what it's made up of. The IELTS reading, the IELTS reading. Or do you want me to start from the top?
Oh, you.
Okay.
But when I minimize it, I'm able to see it.
Okay, so then try minimizing it. Okay, let's do it that way.
Yes, with that.
So you can see
The
it now,
question
right?
type. Is that where we are now?
Yes. You can see it, right?
Let's read the instructions for each section.
Yes, that's it.
I have to squeeze my eyes.
You
You let's go.
okay. So yes, that's good. As I was saying, so well, we've gone past the introductory phase, the first part, where we've spoken about the IELTS test and what it's made up of. Where we said we have three passages, and we are supposed to answer that within 60 minutes. So then I'll just skip all that. And then as I was saying, so you are given an essay and you are given a list of questions. And you are supposed to answer questions based on the essay you've been given. But then for the IELTS reading, what we have to understand, you're not given the same question types. What I mean by the question type is that you don't expect to have question types on just multiple choice questions. You can have, so we have different question types. We have multiple choice questions. We have identifying information. We have identifying the writer's views or claim. We have matching information. We have matching headings. We have matching sentence endings. We have sentence completion. We have summary, note, table, flowchart completion. You can have a short answer question. You can have a diagram label completion. And then let me just show you an example of these question types so that you understand what I'm saying. The examiner is not going to give you questions on probably the same question type. So then you have to know which question type you are answering so you know what principle you have to apply. So this is an example of the multiple choice question. So you have your essay, then you have a list of questions. Probably, the test can predict Alzheimer's, A, 2 or 3 years before the illness begins. B, 2 or 3 years from the start of the symptoms. C, a decade before. So you realize that you can have questions in this line, okay? And then you can have questions probably can have a different set of questions. So this is a sentence completion type. So you have your essay. As I said, you always have an essay and you have a list of questions, okay? And then the question can come in this form. So you realize you're supposed to complete the sentence. You're supposed to fill those gaps. Okay. Do you get me? And then
Yes.
you can probably probably have a different question type where you have the matching headings. Okay. So for the matching headings, you have a list of headings. You have your essay. And you're supposed to answer questions on all this. So you realize that you have your essay, the greenhouse effect. And you have your list of headings. You're supposed to match these headings. So the IELTS test, for the IELTS reading especially, you can have different question types, but then there are just two principles applied in answering these question types. So there's a point where I just want to chip this in briefly. Then probably later on I'll explain it much better. So you have, as I said, you have 11 question types. Okay, you can have the multiple choice. You can have the matching headings. You can have the sentence completion. You can have the identifying the writer's view or claim. You can have the diagram completion. you can have the matching headings. But then with these question types, as I said, you have just two principles. There are just two principles that can be applied in answering these question types. One principle can be applied in answering 10 of these question types, and then another principle is applied in just one. Okay, you saw an example of the matching heading, right? So the second principle can be applied for just the matching headings, and you have the other principle being applied for the first 10. You get what I'm saying? I'm just chipping this in quickly. I'll probably explain it much better later on in the other classes. Okay. So as I said, you have 11 question types, but then you have one principle being applied for 10 question types, and you have the other principle being applied for just the matching headings. Do you get that, Mr. James?
Yes,
so that you don't
just
have
the
to,
matching.
you don't have to learn 11 different principles to be you don't have to apply 11 different principles for the different question types. There are just two principles that you have to know, and then one principle can be applied for 10. So the principle can be applied for multiple choice, it can be applied for identifying information, identifying writer's view, matching information, matching sentence endings, sentence completion, short answer questions, diagram label completion, summary note table flowchart completion. And the other principle can be applied for just the matching headings. And I showed you an example of the matching heading. So you just have to realize that, oh, okay, so this is a matching heading question type. So then I'm applying this principle for this set of questions. This is not a matching heading question type. So I'm applying this principle for these sets of questions. You get it? So the IELTS reading is not so complicated. Okay, it's something you can just you become much better at it when you keep practicing, when you keep trying your hands on different question types, when you keep trying your hands on different questions. So you become so used to it that you know that, okay, well, this is a stronghold now. Okay, so yes, moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, as I said, there are two principles that we'll be applying for the question types. And there are some things, or there are certain important, there are key points that we will have to pay attention to, or there are key principles that we will have to apply when answering these questions. Have you heard of skimming, scanning? Do you know anything about skimming and scanning? Mr. James? Hello, Mr. James. Hello, Mr. James. Hello. 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 Can you hear me? Hello. 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 Hello, Mr. James. Hello. Hello.
Oh, oh,
Hello. Okay. Hello, you can hear me now, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. So the MTN has really messed up with your network. Okay. So let's just try to go over a few things and then we just call it a day.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we can meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a class at 5 p.m. I hope the network will be much better. I'm sure the others will join us too. So, but then I have a video. I have a recording on the first class, so I can probably post it on the page so you watch it. If that's okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just try to get a recording so you watch that, and then I'll follow up on that during the day tomorrow to see whether you've been able to watch it. So I know we are moving on. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I think we'll just call it a night and then try to get you the recording. So I'll put the link on the page so you watch it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just pray so that we can end the class. Okay.
Okay.
So Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for your grace and your mercies. Lord, we pray for be with us during the night, be with us, be our guide, be our strength. As we rest, we pray you shall be with us in all we do. In the might of Jesus Christ, pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen.
So please, I'll get you the recording so you can watch it so that
Okay.
we move on from there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry for today. Your MTN. All right. So
So stuff.
later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.